And thanks for inviting us in tonight. It's now 11 o'clock. We'll get to all those stories in a moment. But first, breaking news out of Shelby County. Want to tell you about an alert from INDOT confirming a fatal crash on I-74. This is a live look at the westbound lanes of 74. All of them are closed right now northwest of Shelbyville. Right now, we're working to learn what led to this crash. We'll be following this story for you overnight. Have any breaking developments for you on Sunrise beginning at 4 a.m. Now to heartbreak and shock from the aviation community after a pioneer in the field died in a plane crash today in Greenwood. 44-year-old Anh Tu Nguyen was a Purdue grad. She was the first Vietnamese woman set to fly solo around the world. But today, her second leg of that journey ended too soon. Alex Almanza has the latest tonight from investigators. Alex?
Scott, the National Transportation Safety Board says the plane took off from the Indy South Greenwood Airport and crashed shortly after. The pilot even posting a video minutes before, hoping to inspire others. In a video posted to Instagram, Anh Tu Nguyen says it's more than just a flight. It's a mission to inspire the next generation of Asian female pilots, engineers, and STEM professionals. But about 15 minutes after posting that video, officials say her single-engine plane took off and then crashed behind this gas station near the intersection of East Main Street and Chic Road.
I pulled right up to the site, jumped out of the truck. I could smell fuel, and it was smoking. And as I got close to the plane, I could tell there wasn't a survivor.
Meanwhile, the 911 calls started pouring in.
Johnson County 911. Hey, there's a plane crash at Main Street and 65 in Greenwood just now.
There's a plane crash that just happened behind the Circle K at Chic Road and Main Street.
Johnson County 911, are you calling about the plane crash? Absolutely, yeah.
I cry out to God, oh my God, you know there's lives at stake, and you don't know how many, if it's just going to be the people on the plane, what it's going to hit.
The Purdue graduate grew up in Vietnam, saying she was always fascinated by flying machines. At the age of 12, she moved to the U.S., later founding a nonprofit in 2018 for Asian women in the aerospace field, and then opening a training academy in Florida. The nonprofit releasing a statement saying in part, Anh Tu was an inspiring pilot, instructor, and advocate for girls and women in aerospace, engineering, and aviation. She lived with boldness, curiosity, and drive. While the mission is grounded, her message still taking flight. And at this time, officials could not confirm where exactly the plane was going or what caused the crash, but Nguyen was the only person in that plane, and there are no reports of any injuries on the ground.
We continue to track some rain right now on live Doppler 13 radar. Let's travel north and west of Indianapolis. Here is Interstate 65, and we do have some heavy rain south of Rensselaer. This is moving east into Monticello. This really has been the focus tonight, late this afternoon through tonight, for some showers and thunderstorms, and that will continue to be the case as we head into the overnight hours. This is new information from the Storm Prediction Center. We are no longer under the threat of severe weather tonight, but the focus for rain and a few rumbles of thunder will continue to be across the northern part of the state until this boundary moves south. I'll continue the timeline for you in that Thursday forecast. All
right, we'll see you in a few minutes. Angela, thanks so much. Tonight at 11, an intimate conversation about curbing violence here in our city. Residents coming together with law enforcement to talk about issues here in Indianapolis. Too many kids with access to guns and a lack of housing, just to name a few. Our Logan Gay was at that town hall, and tonight is breaking down the ideas aimed at addressing those problems.
I think a lot of people they complain about a lot of things that happen around them, but they don't come to these situations like these where we talk about it. And a lot of it be like, that is a civic duty to do.
A room full of people gathered to discuss issues affecting the people of Indianapolis. The big topic of the night, young people, and finding comprehensive solutions to keep them safe and out of trouble.
A lot of these are driven by root cause issues. It's driven by the fact kids can't read. It's driven by the fact that kids don't have a place to live. It's driven by the fact that kids have less than ideal parenting situations at home.
Just Sunday, 5 people between the ages of 10 and 19 were hurt in a mass shooting on the Far East Side, less than 4 miles from the site of this community conversation. And back on the July 4th weekend, a mass shooting left 2 teens dead and 5 other young people hurt in downtown Indianapolis.
They don't want to be home. They don't want to be in their neighborhoods. They feel like they have to have a gun in their neighborhood. And so they bring that gun with them. They come downtown because they think it's safe and it's clean and they can hang out and they can be with their friends because it's not their neighborhood. And they should be able to do that.
IMPD Chief Chris Bailey and Marion County Prosecutor Ryan Mears say it's happening too often. Crime involving Indianapolis youth is not a problem with an easy solution. They say the work done by their teams is just part of the answer. Bailey says engaging the entire family and those root causes as a community is the only way the city will see change.
If we save just one kid by our actions this week, then it's been worth all the effort that we've gone through to get to that point.
Effort and time. In Indianapolis, Logan Gay, 13 News.
Tonight, a show of support for the IMPD officer who was wounded by gunfire in the line of duty. IMPD tonight posting these photos on social media. You can see fellow officers gathered as the injured officer left the hospital. He was shot 3 times just yesterday. Tonight, IMPD is still looking for a 4th suspect in this case. All of this unfolding after that traffic stop near 16th and Lafayette Road. It started as an investigation into a possible stolen car and ended with a police shooting. The person shot by officers yesterday is hospitalized right now in critical condition. Police are saying that suspect started shooting at the officer as he took a different person into custody. In all, 3 people are under arrest right now as police continue searching for that 4th suspect. A late night for a Marion County jury deliberating after a 3-day murder trial. This jury has now been at it for more than 9 hours. 25-year-old Malik Shah faces 3 counts of murder. The prosecution says this was a setup to execute a man during a drug deal. The defense team says all the evidence is circumstantial. Shah is charged with shooting and killing 27-year-old Spencer Lawson, 19-year-old Aaliyah Wertman, and her 19-year-old cousin London Coleman. All of this happening back in April of 2024 in a parking lot of a Lawrence apartment complex. We have the only camera inside the courthouse, and we'll update you just as soon as there's a verdict. Here's a look at the other stories making headlines right now. Tonight, attorneys for a man on Indiana's death row want his execution date put on hold. Roy Ward is scheduled to die on October 10th. He's on death row for raping and murdering a 15-year-old girl in 2001. According to the court documents just filed, Ward's attorneys argue his execution carries the substantial risk of needless pain and suffering. A judge just set a trial date for a mother who's accused of leaving her son to die in a fire. Kirsten Bowers made her first appearance before a judge. She's charged tonight with multiple counts of neglect. Bowers' 7-year-old son died in the fire that happened last month in Arlington. 3 other children made it out okay. Her trial is scheduled for December. Tonight, investigators in Boone County are working to figure out who shot a crop duster. The sheriff's office shared photos of the damage, all of this taking place back on July 18th. Thankfully, the pilot was not injured. Tonight, we now know which Indiana counties will receive millions of dollars in federal funding for storm recovery efforts. Those storms took place earlier this year. There are 23 counties on this list, including Bartholomew, Brown, Madison, and Morgan. FEMA and Homeland Security teams will meet with applicants across Indiana beginning August 5th. Tonight, we're getting our first look at a new sports venue opening soon in Noblesville. The arena at Innovation Mile will be the home of the Boom, the Pacers G League team. The mayor told 13 News he expects that arena to bring in $2 billion in revenue over the next 30 years. Remember, you can see all of the latest local stories anytime on our 13 News app.